Welcome back. Yes, indeed. So, now we're on to mathematics class, and the lesson here is fraction. So, we're going to look at the numerator and denominator of the fraction, proper fraction, mixed and improper fraction. Then we're going to look at addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division of fraction. Alright, so let's go. What is a fraction? Now, here, fraction. Fraction. Alright, here. When we have parts of a whole thing, let me make my whole a circle. It's like a bulla, which I love to eat. We have one bulla. Now I can cut this bulla into two parts, and I want to eat this part of the bulla. You see. Now, what did I eat? This is one part out of two, and these are two equal parts, the same size bulla. Now, I can write this as a fraction. I say 1 line and 2. Now, the 2 is called the denominator. That is the 2. The denominator tells us how many equal parts. What I will do is type it. So, this is how many equal parts are there. How many equal parts are available? You see. Alright. So, you can say also the total number of equal parts. That is the denominator. Now, the numerator, nu, E R A T O R, numerator. What does that tell us? Right. Not just the number of equal parts, but this is telling us how many of those equal parts we're going to eat, or we're going to count, or we're going to use in some way. No, this is a bulla, so it's how many equal parts of the bulla that we're going to eat. I'm going to eat one part out of two equal parts. So you see that. Nice. Now, the next thing we want to do is look at cutting up this bulla into more equal parts. You see. Now, again, another bullet. I cut this up into 4 equal parts. So I have 1 part here, 1 part here, 1 part here, and 1 part here. You see, alright. Now I have 4 equal parts. But I'm going to eat just this one. So I will eat 1 out of how many? 4. So that is the fraction. Numerator 1. How many I want to eat? Denominator 4. How many are there? So the numerator is how many you choose. Denominator is how many of those equal parts are available. So you choose the numerator out of the denominator. Alright. You choose 1 out of 4. You see that. Alright. Out of 4. So the denominator and the numerator. And the denominator tells you how many are there. The numerator tells you how many you choose. You see. Now, suppose you have another case. You say, even though I cut this up into 4, I am extra hungry, so I want to eat these 2 out of the 4. What is that? We shade it over here as well. You notice it kind of look like this one. You can see. Now here, you eat 2 out of 4. You see that? But then, what is 4? 4 is 2 multiplied by 2. So that is the same as 2 times 1 over 2 times 2. If you separate this into 2 divided by 2 plus 1 divided by 2 times, where did I get plus from? Times 1 divided by 2. 2 cancels 2. So this becomes 1 times half. Which is what? It's same as half. So you see the reason why 2 out of 4 looks like 1 out of 2. Because 2 out of 4 means half. So you see that. So 2 out of 4 is equivalent fraction to half. To 1 out of 2. You get that. Now, here, you can have the same argument for cutting up into 3 equal parts, 4 equal parts, 5 equal parts, 6 equal parts, and so on and so forth. Alright. Now, that's the numerator and the denominator. Let me just take these off. Here. The next thing I want to do is to look at what you call proper fraction. And then we look at the mixed fraction and the improper fraction. Alright, let's erase the board. Erase what we've done already because we want the board to be clean. So that we have a clean board to work with after this. Yeah, we're doing work right here in the mathematics. Now, let's look at this. The 1 out of 2 equal parts. Okay, what was this again? 1 out of 2 equal parts was written. 1 out of 2. And that's it. You had, suppose you have another example. 3 equal parts. You cut this ruler up into, and you say this is 1 out of 3. Next, it could also be a case where you have 4 equal parts, and you're going to eat 3 of those equal parts. So this becomes 3 out of 4. You see, it could also be a case where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 apples. And you choose, say, 5 of those apples. In that case, what sometimes called the proportion, the fraction of all the apples is 5 out of 12. You see, now all of these numbers are called proper fractions. P-E-R, fraction. A-C-T-I-O-N. Now, for the proper fraction, you have the numerator. M-E-R-A-T-O-R is smaller than the denominator. You get the message. In the case of a proper fraction, the top number, the numerator, is smaller than the bottom number, the denominator. So there you have that. You see. Now, here, the numerator is smaller than the denominator whenever you have a fraction that you call a proper fraction. Let's consider another case, another situation, another fraction. Now, suppose I draw one bulla, then I draw another bulla. Alright, then I choose to eat one bulla, and this of course is half a bulla. No, this is 1 plus half. Alright, you can rewrite this as 1 and a half. You see, because you have 1 bulla here and a half bulla, 1 and a half. Now here you have a whole number part mixed up with the fraction. So you call this, what type of fraction is this? M-I-X-E-D. Alright, that's a mixed fraction that you have there. So far, you know, the proper fraction has the smaller numerator, and then the denominator is larger. Here, the denominator is larger than the numerator. Now, for the mixed fraction, you have a whole number part and a fractional part. So the mixed fraction shows a quantity that is greater than 1. Alright. So, there you go. That's our mixed fraction. Now, that is a mixed fraction, and we will look at the next fraction in line. We looked at proper and we looked at mixed, and then we're going to look at what is called the improper fraction. So here, improper fraction. Now let's look at this argument. I can consider this whole as two halves. Two halves. One under one is two halves. Two halves. Here, look at this. One whole is two halves. So I can consider this situation. Being that I have two halves here, I could say the number of halves that I have here is 1 half plus 2 halves. Then 3 halves. You see, there are 3 halves that we have here. 3 halves. 1 half more than 1 half. So I have 3 halves. So you see the halves here? You have 1 half, 2 half, 3 half. That's all the halves that we have here. Now, let's look at this. How do you write 3 halves? This can be written as 3 multiplied by half. That's 3 halves. So you see, we're doing some multiplication here, even before we reach the subtopic of multiplication. But let's look at this. You will see later that when you multiply a number and a fraction, you can have the number over 1 times the fraction. So you multiply the top, 3 ones, 3 up top. Yeah. Then the bottom part is 1 times 2 is 2. So what you have is 3 over 2. 3 divided by 2. Notice, in the proper fraction, the number at the top, the numerator, was smaller than the denominator. But notice here, in this fraction, the number at the top, the numerator, is bigger than the denominator. So this is not a proper fraction. What kind of fraction do you think this is? What type of fraction? Well, you'll be right if you say improper fraction. Yeah. Improper fraction. Improper fraction. This fraction is improper. Improper. This is an improper fraction because the numerator is larger than is the denominator. So here, what we have is an improper fraction. Now let's erase some part of this board and we can compare both of them. Erase, because we have the mixed fraction and the improper fraction, and there is certainly some type of relationship between these fractions. So here, this is an improper fraction. This is a mix. It is a mixed fraction. Mixed fraction here. Now, what we want to do, what we want to do right now is to compare them and see how we can convert one to the other back and forth. You see that here now, the mixed fraction. You see that this is 1 and a half, as you saw before. But at the same time, this is showing that is 3 halves. 1 half, 2 halves, 3 halves. That's 3/2. You have a shortcut way of converting these. What you say is 1.5. So 2 times 1 is 1. What you get it? 1 plus this one will give you 2. 3. 2 ones. What did I say? 2 times 1 is 2. Not 1. That was an error. So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 gives us 3. 3 divided by 2 is what we have here. So you see, 3 divided by 2 is what we have here. Now, let's look at converting 3 divided by 2 back to an improper fraction. A shortcut way of doing it is to say 3 divided by 2 is. How many 2's do you have in 3? There is 1 2 that's in 3. 1 2 that's in 3. But what we want is the remainder. Remainder. When you divide 2 by 3, you get 1. The remainder is, it's 1. So it's 1 out of 2. So you see, 1.5 is the same as 3/2. You can see the 3/2. 1 2 3/2, right? 1/2, 2/2, 3/2. So that is the relationship between the mixed and the improper fraction. That is what we have there. So here we have it. Yeah. Mixed fraction and improper fraction. Any further questions about this? Let me know. But guess what? That will be the end of this video. I'm going to continue with addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division in a different video. So, I will see you then.